Hi again everyone, Josh here with Northern Frogger. Today I'm going to do another frog room tour. The last one was back in October and it's now into December, so I just wanted to show you what the frog room looks like now. I haven't changed that much other than I've just rearranged a whole bunch of stuff just to make it a little more efficient, I think, to work in here and to give myself a little bit of room to expand in the future. So I'll just get right into it. With this aquarium again, this is an 8-gallon little Nano planted tank I got going here. Some emerald eye rasboras, some autocinklus, there's a betta back there, and one little celestial pearl danio. Kind of ended up in here by accident. Not much has changed here. Pretty happy with how everything's growing in though. Other than there's a little bit of hair algae going on, so I got to take care of that. Next up over here, I have the Guppy tank. This girl's getting pretty fat. The one I had, that blue-tailed one, didn't make it. Not quite sure why. If you notice in that the one other video, she's just kind of hanging out around the back, not looking very energetic, and she's kind of like that since I brought her home from the pet store. And I was kind of hoping she would pull through, but she did not. But the other three are doing pretty well. All the fry are still doing really well. I know it looks really dirty, but that's just like a little bit of algae growing on the side of that breeder box. So these guys are nearly big enough to release into the aquarium, I think. Might give it another week. I think these guys could probably still eat them, but getting close. So there's a big gap here now, because I have moved some things around. This tank is going to get moved as well. Probably get sucked down to the end here, because I moved the other corner tank over to here. I've moved that plant nursery out and rearranged some of the stuff at the back here. So these are the Dendrobates leucomelis, orange banded. That's the female hopping along in there. And these are the El Cope. There's the one. This male is really bold, but the other 5 that are in here are super secretive for whatever reason. Which is interesting because this one actually came from a different source. I got this male, well, I actually kind of rescued him with 2 other females because they were in a kind of a horrible situation there. But I got this guy and 2 females, and neither of the females ended up making it. They were pretty starved and in a horrible terrarium when I got him, but this guy managed to make it. But he's a heck of a lot bolder than any of the other ones. The other 5 I got from Understory Enterprises. I got them shipped in from Ontario, but they've all been super shy. This guy's pretty much out and about all the time, but all the other guys kind of just hide. Then down here I have a tree frog tank. That's one red eye here, looking really fat. They just ate a bunch last night. And the Amazon milk frog up here. Hide note, there's 2 male red eyes in here somewhere too. Not quite sure. Oh, there's one back there. And then over here we have the Citronellas. And they appear to be hiding. Then over here This I still want to move over. I just can't move this stand by myself. It's a little too heavy. Everything else I was able to kind of shuffle and slide on my own, but this one with the 4 big vivs on it it's just too much for me to move on my own. So I do want to move it kind of over beside this one and just leave just enough spot that outlet remains open. Then over here, one of these smaller vivariums. This is a group of Rhenetomea variabilis southerns. There's one hiding up there. These guys have been breeding like crazy lately. Actually got eggs in here right now. They're just about to hatch. Probably be out in another day or two. So I'm actually going to have to pull that film canister right away here. It's my one Pamilio in here still. Probably not going to see her. And this is the Rhenetomea imitator Chizuda. There's one pair in here. There's one guy sitting down inside that bromeliad. And down here, I have the powder blues. Those guys are hiding. Another group of the orange banded lukes. This was my original pair of lukes. The really old pair. These guys are over 15 years old and still producing eggs. And then we've got a bit of a space here. It's kind of a room here to put another stand in eventually. Probably not one of these. I think it's a little bit too wide. I just won't be able to get into that corner there, but possibly another stand like this. Got a good 3 feet of room here, so figure something out. This is just kind of a cart that I use for mostly for feeding. Can throw a bunch of cultures on there and then just kind of wheel it around the frog room rather than walking back and forth all the time. Then we have the light timer, and then this is kind of the Mist King bucket of water here, and the pump. I'm going to be doing a project coming up here with this. I've actually got like a Raspberry Pi that I want to control all of the misters with. I already have all the stuff to do it. I just need to actually get it done. And then this I made, since the last video, I built 2 more of these 20-gallon longs. Converted that 15-gallon aquarium with the micro spots in it, put them into one of these, and then put my other pair of powder blues that were in that 10-gallon in these guys because they were getting a little cramped in that 10-gallon. And since they've only been in here for a week, they've already laid 2 clutches of eggs in here, which I really didn't think was going to happen. I don't think that male was even old enough to breed yet, but apparently he is. And if that one looks familiar, this is the frog that's on my YouTube banner. So these are the micro spots. Really cool little frogs. There's 6 of them in here. I guess not that little. They're almost full grown now. This one's a little weird. Got this one that's like almost lopsided. And like the one side of its stomach kind of sticks out in a weird way. I don't know what's going on like that. This one's always kind of been like that since I got it. I don't know where everybody else was. Everybody was out and about as I was setting up the camera, and now everybody's kind of disappeared on me. But yeah, I didn't really show setting up these ones just because it'd be exactly the same as the video I did for this one. Got this Azarius pair down there. There's the male and the big fat female up there. And these guys have started to lay again for me. They hadn't laid for quite a while. But I think they like this new tank. So yeah, we got that one going. Nothing up top there. That one's just empty. This was the one that the powder blue pair was in. I did have the reticulated Auratus with this Viv up on the very top there. But it's just a little bit too tall. The original plan was to have another 20-gallon long up on the top, but I think it's just a little too high for most people to be able to see into. It's also a little bit scary. I did have that other EXO up on top there before I moved the stand, and then when I went to take it off to move the stand, I just about dropped the whole thing. So it's a little tough to get on and off up there, so I decided to leave that off for now. And then yeah, I kind of moved this stand over with the big tank. I'll get this chair out of the way. Or with the big terrarium here. Just because this is going to be, I want you to kind of be able to see it as you walk into the frog room. This is going to be like a big main display tank that we will get to eventually one of these days. Probably do these ones first. Gonna have to build this one. Definitely do a video on that, and rebuild this one. Do a video on that too. And actually, eventually, this one's gonna get rebuilt too once the other two are done. These guys are gonna go into this one probably, and then the Vanzellinis that are in the temporary one are probably gonna go into this one, and then tear this one down and rebuild that for something else. So this right now, there's another actually trio of Chizudas in here. There's 2 males and a female. And yeah, I don't see, all 3 of them were hanging out just right at the front 5 minutes ago. And now they're all hiding again, but and then these ones are all the same. These 10 gallons here, definitely want to get these upgraded into 20-gallon longs eventually too. I think I want to do all of these. We got the super blues up here somewhere. And then another Leucomelis. These are the Guyana yellows. Hiding in there somewhere. And then another group of orange bandeds, or another pair of orange bandeds. Although this male out of here is actually getting sold. He's going to somebody tomorrow. Had somebody contact me specifically looking for a proven male, and they were kind of willing to pay a premium for it. So I'm going to let this guy go, and the female in here I think is going to go into that other front opening EXO with those other 4, because there's 3 males and 1 female in that tank right now, so we'll change it up to 3 and 2 and see how that goes. And then at the bottom, the second pair of Xerius. This guy's the male, and this one's the female over here. And these guys are laying too, so you know I've got 2 pairs of Azarius and 2 pairs of powder blues laying, so I'm gonna have more Tinctorius that I know what to do with in a few months here. And then yeah, I kind of moved this over. That part was kind of bugging me, that as you walked in, like the main thing you saw against this wall was just kind of the shelf with the flies on it and stuff like that. Didn't look very good, so now as you kind of walk in from this side, it's a bit more of an impact. So this stuff is kind of out of the way, and we still got the pinstripe ball python down here. This guy just had a fresh shed. He's hanging out. And then stuck the reticulated auratus over here for now. There's one sitting there, that's actually the female. And then, oh, where did that newt go? The newt was out a few minutes ago too, but just having no luck here. Everybody decided to hide on me. And then into the grow outs. Super blue froglets here. The reticulated auratus froglets in here. These guys are almost ready to sell. Some of the super blues are almost ready to sell too, although I think I'm going to keep at least one of these ones. And then we have a bunch of the Luke froglets in here. See a couple of them up in kind of the back there. But there are 4 of these ones are going out tomorrow. They're getting sold as well. And then the little Vanzolini froglets are still in their temporary tank over here somewhere. And then over here, there's a variabilis, or variabilis. I'm pretty sure variabilis is the right way to say it. And then we have the lone Azurius froglet still hanging out in there. And then a bunch of powder blues. Powder blues everywhere. Lots of these guys. What do I have? 15, 19, and those 3, and then there's another 7 in this 10-gallon that I'm holding back for now. So yeah, 26 powder blues. And there's one of the lone Citronella. And then kind of got the Dumerals boa over here. This is where, well, that other 55-gallon aquarium was kind of on this corner, but I've kind of moved this stuff around, pulled that plant nursery tank out, did a bunch of work in here and got a bunch of stuff restarted. Got the pups pulled off of this one. So those 3 big ones at the back all came off of that guy, and then a couple other ones in there. Looking a little strappy right now just because I think they were a little crowded out in the vivs they were in, so hopefully they'll kind of fill out a little bit better being in here for a bit. And then got a bunch of mosses started, and some of these begonias, and some peperomia, I think is what those ones are. And then I threw a few of the Randomea tadpoles in here, just because I'm kind of experimenting with different ways to raise them right now. So these are the variabilis. Actually, the one big one is the Chisuda tadpole, and then the other 7 are variabilis tadpoles. Just in those little cups, but they seem to be doing pretty well in there right now. But I am pretty sure I'm going to turn this one back into a fish tank at some point. Not quite sure what I want to do there, but it's probably going to happen eventually. Probably not for a little bit, but I think eventually that's going to be an aquarium. And then the aquarium here with the Tenopomas, wherever they are, seem to be hiding. Oh, there's one a little too dark for the camera to see it very well, but I see him sticking out there. And then I think that other 55-gallon I'm going to put kind of here where this Dumerals is, coming out at an L here. I'm still a little undecided with that one, whether I want to do an aquarium or not. I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing a paludarium with like a running stream with some Amiriga basileri, or one of the Amirigas, whichever ones I can get a hold of. I think the basileri chrome green are the most common ones around here. Some of the other ones are pretty rare, but so yeah, that's kind of the plan. Might make a little aquarium corner right here. The other thing I was kind of thinking about this space is it might be cool to do a big tall maybe chameleon enclosure or day gecko enclosure, and then probably do another one of these stands on this side eventually. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the updated frog room. Still a little bit of stuff to move around and organize, but mostly done. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks now. The one last thing I guess is the shrimp tank, so I'll show that one to you quick. Alright, these are the little shrimp. They're doing really well. Glass is a little dirty, so it might not want to focus too well, but the mosses are starting to grow in a little bit. But as far as I can tell, I've still got all 21 of the original 21. They're a little bit hard to count, but I haven't found any bodies in there at least. One at the back of that sponge there is buried, meaning she's carrying eggs. You can kind of see under her abdomen, that yellow spot. That one hanging on the bottom there is buried too. And then there's another 5 or 6 in here that have saddles on them. So they will likely be carrying eggs here pretty soon too. The mosses are starting to grow, and these guys, this Monte Carlo is starting to grow in here. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the shrimp. The little colony's still doing really well. Alright, that's it for today's video. I know we didn't get to see a lot of the frogs, but the frogs themselves haven't changed all that much since the first frog room tour video. Mainly I just wanted to show you the new arrangement, because most of the stands have moved around. Yeah, the frogs are pretty much the same, other than I guess the Vanzellinis are the only ones I've added. And you guys have already seen those. So yeah, this was just kind of wanted to show you the new layout and see what you guys think about that. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you think about the new setup. Do you have any kind of suggestions for what I should do over here or over here? You know, a little bit of space, or again, what do you think about like that 55? If I should keep it as an aquarium or make it as an aquarium, or make it what do you think about the Amiriga paludarium idea? Yeah, so as always, questions, comments, suggestions, leave them down below. I love seeing your feedback. I definitely try to get to any questions that I see down there. But yeah, other than that, thanks a lot for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Happy frogging.